How long have you been a heartthrob? When did you realize you were a heartthrob? Do you look in the mirror and just go heartthrob, heartthrob, heartthrob,
Yes.
heartthrob?
How did you guys meet? We need to know the story.
We met at Coachella. This is your trailer?
Yeah, I'm in the band. We're performing on the main stage.
Fans love the relationship at the core of this book. How did you work with each other and with your director to capture that chemistry of Selene and Hayes authentically?
Well, we all had to respect Nick's process of total isolation.
It's true.
We weren't allowed to. It was very strange. He needed me to prepare all of his food, and and what were some of the other?
I lived in a cave for 6 months beforehand.
Which was hard to find in Atlanta. There are not that many caves.
There were not. No, I was just doing dance moves in the cave alone
in front of
by
a mirror.
myself.
He just asked for a mirror and some beef jerky.
360 mirrors and beef jerky. Exactly. But she respected it, and that's why I respect
So
Annie.
we just like joking with each other, and we like the chemistry test for this movie. After having been on the other side of chemistry tests throughout my career, because I'm a producer on this one, I got to have a hand in saying how actors actually like to discover if they have chemistry. And so I did something which in hindsight might have actually been terrifying to receive the email about.
A little bit.
But we asked the actors coming in to prepare a song that they think Hayes loves and that he would play to get Solène to dance, and then we were just gonna dance. And it was pretty clear just from dancing that Nick and I were gonna be just fine.
I met someone tonight. This one's called Closer. I will confirm it was a terrifying thing because I like to maintain I'm not a dancer, but I think
Not dancing, he was just moving.
I was I was flailing in your direction.
That's
but,
not the way it looked. Is that the way it felt?
At times, no. I think something like that where you just have to have this kind of reckless abandon and trust your scene partner in a way. I think it's sometimes, with lines and stuff, it can get into sort of like a memory test at times, and like something like that is just an exercise in connection.
It's also a stealth way of figuring out if you could dance at all.
That's true. That is true.
What is that song?
It's nothing, really.
I like it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And as someone who's been in the limelight for so long, what was it like playing a character that is suddenly thrust into the public eye? And like, what parts of your own experience maybe did you bring into that?
That's a good question. I think one of the things that I love about my character so much is that she's invested so much in her life. She became a mom really young, and that grounded her. She couldn't travel that much because she's, thankfully she's living a comfortable life, but she doesn't have a lot of excess funds for travel lying around. So I just wanted to make clear that she really kind of went all in on raising her daughter. She went all in on building up this home, which for her is really significant, building up her gallery and being someone that her artists can trust. And so I just love the idea of someone whose life is very much not lacking in anything, but who did experience a trust trauma. And so I think that's kind of what it is that whether or not you are an anonymous gallery owner somewhere or a world famous pop star, trusting people is really hard. And maybe I just brought an awareness of how wherever you're at in your life or whatever level or lack of fame you have, that's gonna be the case.
I do appreciate your honesty.
Nick, you've become something of a heartthrob, especially after your role in Red, White, and Royal Blue. Was there any part of your own experience that you took into this role of being an on-screen teen icon?
How long have you been a heartthrob? When did you realize you were a heartthrob? Do you look in the mirror and just go heartthrob, heartthrob, heartthrob,
Yes,
heartthrob?
it's quite the process in the morning. Very excited to be here. I think it's kind of interesting because like how I feel personally about myself, I think is very different. And I think, Hayes doesn't necessarily think that about himself, but I felt like I had to sort of imbue him with this charisma and this confidence. And I think this openness that I think is what partially makes him so appealing and wantable, I think, as like a pop star. And I think it's, one of the sort of avenues by which, Selene and Hayes kind of become attracted to each other is this kind of confidence between them and this charisma between them. I don't know if you remember me, but we met in Coachella.
Yes, I remember you.
I don't really bring so much from, I think, my own life into sort of characters a lot of the time. I like to kind of treat them sort of as sort of these isolated things. And I think also my life as an actor is very different to that of a musician. The sort of on-stage persona is, the lines are a lot more blurred between who they are in private and on stage. And so I found that to be a very fascinating thing, and people's perception of him to be a very fascinating thing. I feel like I don't meet people like you very often.
I think that because I'm just in the unusual position that my very first, kind of big screen, big deal movie role wound up becoming such a hit, I've had a long time to figure out who I am in relation to fame and all that. It's not something I ever really think about.
It's not hard.
I came to the conclusion a while ago that to die recognizable but not real is a real tragedy. And so when I read the script, I knew from a place of, authority on the subject that finding someone you can have fun with, doesn't matter if you're famous or not, it's just a gift.
Yeah.
It's just a fantastic thing. Finding someone who makes you smile, makes you giggle, that you have fun with, that you have chemistry with, that you want to spend more and more and more time with, that switches you on. And I think we should be happy for someone when they find that.
What about what people will say?
I don't care what they say.